Welcome to the TMC Newsroom. My name's Rich Tehrani. Thanks for watching us today. We are in Boston, Massachusetts this week, and we are interviewing a number of leading companies in the tech space. And as part of our New England tour, we've got Claudine Bianchi, who is the CMO of NaviSite on our program. Hello, Claudine. How are you?
Hi, Rich. Thanks for having us.
Well, we're thrilled to have you. I was hoping to start out by asking a little bit about your company.
Sure.
What you do.
Sure. NaviSite has been around since 1999. We're a publicly held company with about 600 employees, headquartered here in Andover, Massachusetts. NaviSite's really leading the revolution around IT managed services. We feel that with our offering of managed cloud services, managed application services, and managed messaging services, that we can offer enterprises a wide berth of services, especially in the cloud.
Now, I can't imagine a more interesting space to be in right now with growth. I mean, it's just so much happening.
Yeah, you look at some of the numbers and it's just mind-boggling. You would think you were back in like the 90s during the internet boom. You know, IDC, Gartner, a lot of these firms are all predicting upwards of $100 billion for the cloud marketplace. And so far, we've seen a lot of enterprises gravitating towards it, but it's still a small part of their overall IT spend. I think they're getting their feet wet first.
Sure.
And certainly what we've seen is that a lot of enterprise customers that we've been approached by are looking more for a test dev environment to start out with. They want to see how their applications are going to run, what the environment's going to look like within a real world setting. They tend not to necessarily want to go to an Amazon, you know, where they really just, you know, swipe your credit card, get some compute power, and try it out. But a lot of the guys that we're finding on the enterprise level are looking to us to provide a test dev environment for them, really to test out their mission critical apps and see how they'll perform in the cloud.
So is there more of a relationship when they work with your company?
Yeah, I think we pride ourselves in since we're smaller than most of our competitors. NaviSite, just so you know, is about 600 employees. We're about $135 million in revenue. And so we're a lot smaller than some of the big guys that are out there, these big, you know, AT&Ts and so forth, that are multi-billion-dollar national corporations. We're on the smaller side, but that gives us a lot of flexibility in working with customers. We tend to be a lot more flexible and able to handle complex requirements for very specific customer requirements. So when coming to us with the cloud, we can actually spend more time with the client, understand their business. In fact, we pride ourselves in our ability to understand their business cases and work with them to have a win-win type of situation with us.
That's great. So in terms of the areas of interest within the cloud, are there some parts of your business that are doing better than others? In other words, can you break them out for us?
Sure. If you look at what people are looking for the cloud to do today, so I mentioned test dev. So they want an environment to test their different applications on. Application management's another area that's a high growth area for us. We're probably the only cloud provider right now that actually will manage applications, whether it's an Oracle or PeopleSoft, Oracle EBS type of application on the cloud. But they're also looking to the cloud for data storage, disaster recovery, a whole bunch of other things that make sense for the cloud because it's not static. Disaster recovery is one of those things, for example, that if something goes down, you can have backup, but is it synchronous? Is it synchronous with your data backup and data flow? Is it what you really need to have business continuity? The cloud's perfect for that because of the compute power. You can have several different cloud services or several different cloud nodes all working. So if one disaster happens at one location, it could easily go to any of the other locations. Sure. And stuff. The same thing with storage. Storage goes in and out. You know, so cloud, because the cloud is elastic, that makes a lot of sense for companies to start looking at the cloud for those types of applications.
Now, in terms of customer mix, are you seeing just traditional large enterprises working with you, or is that also a mix of different size companies?
Yeah, we used to be in the SMB business, and that wasn't our forte. Our forte was really towards the mid-market enterprise, so those companies that are between $250 million or $2 billion plus. I think within that scope, those are also the real pioneers around the cloud. I think some of the larger companies, they're a little bit more risk averse. They're probably going to like the bigger AT&Ts of the world to look at cloud services, where you have this mid-market where the cost savings that they can glean from moving their CapEx to OpEx has just such a tremendous value to their bottom line. They're more incented to really go after the cloud and all the cloud benefits.
Absolutely. That makes a lot of sense. Now, are you seeing multinationals more interested, or international companies, domestic companies? Like, how's that looking?
Yeah, we're mostly North America and UK based. So a large percentage of our business is coming from North America. Again, I can't speak all that much about Europe and stuff, but they seem to be gravitating towards it as well. I think everyone's recognizing that the cloud offers so many operating benefits to their organizations. Everything from, like I mentioned, CapEx to OpEx to quickly deploying new compute power.
Now, is security an issue for customers?
Security is the #1 issue for customers. You know, it's funny, and we were just talking earlier, you know, we used to give your credit card to the waiter and waitress, and you wouldn't think twice about it. You know, they could have been going back there and scrambling around. And, you know, it was
making
such a...
copies, going to the mall,
exactly.
that kind of thing. Every now and then that
it does happen.
Sure.
And, you know, at the late 90s when we were starting to give our credit cards over the line, you know, it was a big to do as well, you know, to Amazon.com. Well, sort of like the same thing with the cloud. I mean, there is a lot of skepticism at first. There will be, but there are things like the Cloud Security Alliance that are working towards coming up with security standards specifically for cloud computing. Not only that, I think in some regards, security in the cloud can even be greater because there's so much attention put towards it. You know, trying not to infiltrate a cloud is certainly one of our top objectives.
That's an interesting point. So having information stored locally could potentially be as much of a problem because now the organization itself has to focus on all the security and literally be on top day by day regarding the latest attacks, the latest infiltrations, phishing, spear phishing. I mean, there's so many different ways of trying to get at the data. Whereas within the cloud, the information is encrypted when it's delivered to the organization. And let's say at nighttime when most people are not using the information, it sits in a secure facility and a company is guarding it for you. So they're really handling the security for you and staying on top of it. And like you said, it's an area of focus. It's just a control issue.
It's
I guess that's the problem.
Issue. And a lot of IT organizations, and I don't blame them, want to have that control.
Sure.
That's why, besides security, we're also seeing a lot of these hybrid environments. They'll put some applications on the cloud, but maintain some applications on-prem.
Sure.
And we see that as a model that's continuing. The challenge there is how do you create one dashboard that you can look at both your on-prem cloud activities as well as your hybrid activities that might be off-sited.
Now, are you hearing about compliance at all from customers that are working with you?
Yeah, within the healthcare industry in particular, around HIPAA compliance, and then of course with the retail or banking industries around PCI DSS compliance there. We're about to come out with a white paper next month that really digs deeper into those issues and how we can help them out.
Great. I hope you share that with us when it comes
will.
out. We'd love to write about it on TMC Net. So thanks for being on the program today.
Great.
This was great.
Thanks for having us.
Great to meet you.